to Adventure Basil. I am your wonderful and beautiful host, Basil. And if you're joining us on Facebook, thank you so much. Don't forget, you can call in at 844-790-8255. That's 844-790-8255. Besides our live stream on Facebook, you can listen on the online at americamatters.us on the TuneIn app from your phone or tablet. Just search America Matters. You have no excuses for not listening, so please don't give me the BS. Okay, that's all I'm gonna
Everybody's
say.
got some. Come on.
Yeah.
It's okay.
So, and I'm here with my beautiful and wonderful co-host, Janice Hermson. And, of course, we couldn't do this without any of this without our wonderful engineer, Craig Moss. And I, on the other hand, I'm in a secret location here with my favorite backdrop, and I leave it there purposely just to piss off Craig Moss as much as I possibly can.
Oh, there you go. Maybe it works. Who knows?
Good seeing you, Janice. How are you, sweetheart? You doing okay?
I am doing fine. It's been busy, but yeah, and I know you've had the same situation. It's been very busy for you.
It's been an ugly day for me in more ways than one. Not this, thank God. The only thing I have is to see this. That's all I need to see is this. That's all I need to see. This.
Sometimes that's good, right?
Yeah, sometimes. Only sometimes. And believe it or not, when my face has to save the day, it's been a rotten day.
That's not pretty.
No, it's not pretty at all. Today we have an awesome guest, a good friend of mine who I've known for probably over 20 years. Harry Basil, comedian Harry Basil, lives. He is the movies. That's all I can tell you. He's a human movie trailer. Taking his audience on a wild ride through every current and classic movies with a trunk of outrageous props and costumes that could fill a soundstage. To be quite honest with you, he's probably one of those guys who can bust my chops and get away with it. And, and I really enjoy his humor. I really enjoy his shenanigans, if you will. He always gives me the biggest bunch of crap that I've ever eaten from a guy who happens to be the general manager and / I guess, partner as well at the Laugh Factory in Las Vegas and Reno, Nevada. And I'm very, very proud to say that I work with him. We have other guests that are coming up. Katerina, who will be coming on, I promise you, Olympian will be here. Pamela Pappas later this month will be on as well. And the new president of the AHEPA, George Horiati, will be joining us as well. I'm very excited to have him. I just kind of sealed that today. Very excited about that. So where the AHEPA is going as well, that's the American Hellenic Educational Progressive Association, where I had a chance to host their wonderful banquet this past weekend in wonderful Chicago, Illinois. So I really enjoyed that. So what'd you do this? You do anything
oh, my
crazy
goodness.
this weekend?
Yes. We had birthday parties. June is 3 birthdays in our family, and so they all come to my house, and we all have a grand old time. We had fun.
Good.
Yeah.
Did you really?
Yeah,
blow
we
up any
always do.
fireworks or anything like that?
No, we didn't do
Really?
that. That day was very calm, but the Sunday right after was just very busy and lots of fun. I enjoy my family a lot, so what can I tell you?
No, I think it's great.
We had a good
If you
time.
can spend time with your family,
Yeah.
then I have no problem with that.
Yeah.
A lot of people have been asking me what I'm going to be doing this weekend, and like it wasn't on the website, like it wasn't on anything. Come on, folks. It's been all over. I'm going to be at Kazi's in Newport News, Virginia. Listen, Saturday night is sold out. This Saturday is sold out. This is Kazi's Comedy Club. This is in the heart of Newport News, Virginia. It's one of those intimate rooms. So Saturday is completely gone. Friday is almost gone. But folks, this weekend, listen, if you want to make reservations, please do so. 757-595-2800, 757-595-2800. Saturday, like I said, is completely sold. I'm sorry. The 16th, July 16th, I'll be in Bermuda tour with Royal Caribbean Cruise Lines. I'll be July 27th. I'll be in Calico, New York, in upstate New York at the Villa Roma Resort. That's right. For those of you who have seen me for there, you know the kind of show that we put on there. It's a lot of fun. And August 6th through, I think, the 13th, I'll be in Halifax, Nova Scotia, all the way down to Bermuda with Royal Caribbean Cruise Lines. I'll be doing that. And there's a slew. If you guys check out my Facebook, my Twitter, my Instagram, you can always find out. I just posted the brand new date for New Year's Eve. I'll be at McCurdy's Comedy Club for New Year's Eve. Can you believe it? Will you have any New Year's Eve plans yet?
None.
I'm talking to you, Janice.
None.
Come on, baby.
I'm listening. No, actually, I was just sitting here thinking, Craig, he didn't invite us to any of these things. Can you believe that? That is just
and you know what? I would
really something that he's like, I'm going all these places, but you're not going.
Yeah, well, the thing is, I love you. I'm just not that crazy about Craig. That's all I'm going to say. No, I'm only kidding. I love Craig. He's my favorite person in the whole wide world because he likes my show. He actually liked my show.
He did, didn't he?
He said it. I'm just saying.
He did. He fessed up.
He fessed up.
Yep. And it was a good show. It really was a good show, though, Basil. You did a great job. It was good. It was very good. We enjoyed it.
And you know what? Harry has a lot to do, as a matter of fact. He is the coordinator, the talent coordinator for the Laugh Factory in Reno as well. So we'll be talking to him a little bit about that as well. But it's been a heck of a weekend. It was my birthday.
Yes,
please,
happy birthday. Yeah.
It was my birthday. Folks, please, thank you so much for the wonderful gifts and everything y'all sent. It was expected. And to be honest with you, I really enjoy. We got so many wonderful compliments. My birthday was a lot of fun. It really was, and I'm excited. I really am. We have a lot of wonderful things coming up for all of you. This coming very, very soon. We have more information coming with the TV stuff that we're doing as well. But right now, folks, you know what we got to do? We got to go do that little commercial thing. So we'll be right back after this break. Don't go away. You are listening to A Pinch of Bass. We'll be right back.
To join the conversation, call 844-790-TALK. That's 844-790-8255. Now, back to the show.
Oh, we are indeed back. You're listening to Basil all around the world. That's right, in Australia, South Africa, all the way throughout Europe. And by the way, we got news coming to you, Europe. That's right, especially the UK. The Basil UK tour is coming right to you. Actually, we'll be announcing dates very shortly. Within the next couple of days, we'll be announcing the dates. We're putting all that together, and that'll be through late September, early October. But listen, for all of you who are listening all around the world and every time zone around the world, you can go to the TuneIn app, radio app that we have. Find America Matters, or listen live every week at americamatters.us. If you miss any part of this show, not to worry. You'll find them other podcasts under A Pinch of Basil or on Facebook at Basil Fans. That's BASILEFANS. That's all one word. And I'm very happy because all my Facebook followers and my Instagram followers and my Twitter followers have always been asking me about questions about the show. So you're listening to it right now. This is A Pinch of Basil, and we are broadcasting live throughout Reno and the greater Reno area. That's right. So anyone who's interested, they can also call in if they want. Let me make sure, because I always screw this up. 1-844-790-8255. You can even text us questions if you want. And Janice, what is that magic?
He lets me
text
talk
number?
now. 775-237-2266. There you go.
Yeah, beautiful. And then we're going to take questions also that here on Facebook, and Janice will be answering them through me. And I'm sure there's always bizarre things that you guys want to know. Basil, what did you do for your birthday? Basil, was there anything magical that you had for dinner? I didn't have crap that I wanted to eat for dinner. However, I did have a great meal. I went to a wonderful wedding, so that was a lot of fun.
Oh, well, that's good.
That wasn't too bad.
Yeah.
So tell me what we have here.
Oh, I have 15 of the weirdest hotels. How about that? You stay in hotels all the time, right?
I do.
Yeah.
Unfortunately.
Yeah, I know. So I'm going to guide you to some hotels that you should go to when you visit these cities.
And hardly wait, yes.
Yes, I know you're going to love it.
Is there one called 50 Shades of Grey?
Probably.
He's waiting with basil breath.
I know. Well, how about this one? This is like the last one on the list, but I saw it. It's in Tokyo, Japan. Are you going to Japan anytime soon?
Actually, I will be going to
Well,
Japan
here you go.
in March.
You're going to have to sleep quickly, or whatever. 9 hours capsule hotel. So you want a cheap sleep near Tokyo, near the Tokyo Narita Airport. 9 hours is it. Part of a chain of space-saving Japanese hotels. It aims to have the guests in and out within 9 hours. Who wants to do that?
Well, there
I mean,
are
it's
certain
economy
sumo
logic, and I get
wrestlers
it,
that
but
move very quickly.
yeah, right. I can see that. Yeah, well, they do give you complimentary slippers, luxury linens, and a friendly wake-up service. I'm sure they have to wake you up because by the time you get in, even attempt to sleep, right?
Well, in the capsule, all they have to do is put you on tumble dry.
Oh, there you go. All right. There it is.
Oh, sure.
Dum-dum.
Now he's funny.
I
Okay,
know.
that's
I
good.
know. What can you say about that? Oh, boy.
Oh, my God. That's great. How big are these rooms?
They don't say that. We'll have to look that up, and we'll have to find that out, though. Find out for you. Maybe you should go visit and take some pictures of the capsule hotel, right?
Yeah, you can almost bet your butt I'm going to go there to check it out.
Well, here's a better one. All right.
All right.
So, if you ever wanted to relax in a labyrinth of ancient caves, who doesn't want to live in a cave or be in a cave, right? So, it resides in a series of recessed limestone cliffs in Turkey's, oh boy, Cappadocia region. This 5-star hotel boasts luxurious caves and dramatic views. Noted as one of the weirdest hotels in the world by Forbes. And I'm not even going to try and say the name. I guess it's Unak Evleri, has 28 classic twin and double cave rooms. Oh, twin and doubles, right?
There you go.
15 suites and 3 deluxe rooms. Each one is outfitted with kilim carpets, a handcrafted writing desk, antique brass beds, and a marble bathroom. Marble made of rock cave stuff, right?
Well, beautiful.
The property also offers spa treatments, concierge services, a swimming pool, and fine dining in the cave. I don't get it. I don't get it. Yeah.
No, it's the new name is called the Neanderthal Inn, which I think everyone should go. You get half price if you drag your wife by the hair into the hotel.
Ah, I see. That would be the Flintstone Hotel, right?
Yabba dabba doo,
Yabba
baby.
dabba
Yabba dabba
doo.
doo.
There we have it. All right. You want
What are
some
some of the other
more?
ones?
Or you want some other ones? All right.
Yeah, I'd love that.
How about the Kumbhak River Elephant Hotel? That's in Sri Lanka. It isn't intended for pachyderms, although it's shaped like one. Nestled on Sri Lanka's, boy, I'm challenged with all the words, right? Kumbhakan. I'm going to have to do some geography lessons.
I think it's referred to as Kumbaya.
No. Good try. I wish it was. I could have done that. Oya River. This eco-friendly lodge is built of reeds and grasses. Everybody needs reeds and grasses. Who needs to pay for this stuff? The ground floor offers space to hang out before heading upstairs to snooze in a slightly swaying room. Do you want to sway when you sleep?
Who doesn't? Who doesn't want to sway when they're sleeping?
If you're staying inside a 40-foot elephant isn't your thing, and a 40-foot elephant isn't your thing, the property also offers an air-conditioned houseboat, a well-appointed treehouse. I want to see you in a treehouse, Basil.
Yeah. Well, it's got to be one of the larger trees out there. Because,
and a luxurious jungle cabin. I don't know.
Of course. That's exactly what I want. Because when you look at me, and many of the people who are viewing me on Facebook and also on our show are going, my God, Basil looks like a tremendous outdoorsman. And this is where I would fit in with these people. And there is no way in hell you're getting me in a tree and or a hotel that looks like an elephant. I've stayed in Motel 6s and stuff like that in West Virginia. That was as close as I want to get to that.
That's it, okay? Huh? That's all you're going to do? Well, I know that you're not a huge wine drinker, but, you every now and then maybe, right? Well, this particular, you're going to go to the Netherlands. Ready to go to the Netherlands? All
sure.
Right. Seaside hotel, superb accommodations, inside gigantic wine barrels. Just what everybody's wanted. No?
Why? Why? What would possess you people to even want to think? Well, the other day I was having a dream that I was inside of a wine barrel, and yeah, folks, this may be an alcoholic's vacation dream come true,
huh?
but I'm just telling you, this is not my thing. You know what I want? I want to go to a nice hotel where I can throw my luggage on the floor, take off my clothes, and pass out right on top of the bed. That's all I want to do.
Oh, no, I have a better one for you. So that one gives you, I should be fair, they do a exceptional bedding, Wi-Fi, underfloor heating, smart TV, sun shower, sauna, jacuzzi, whirlpool, all those things, right? Even though it's in a wine barrel. But this one's for you. Or did I tell? No, I didn't do this one. It sounds like the same one I just did. Capelli's Cave and Breakfast in Farmington, New Mexico. Are you ready for that? A bed and breakfast. You're going to have to hike a dirt path, descend some sandstone. Now picture Basil doing this, right? Descend some sandstone steps, easy for me to say.
Yeah, absolutely.
Once you're inside this 1,700 square foot cave, you may never want to leave. You won't be able to.
I can hardly wait to get my fat ass there, to be quite honest with you. Just the other day, I was telling Kula, is there a hotel that we can drag our suitcases through some dirt path and maybe, if we're lucky, find a barrel that used to hold wine?
No. This is the cave bed and breakfast.
Yeah, in a cave. I would love this. Yes, because I'm into the roughing it. I really am. Let me tell you something. If there's no toilet paper or water or electric, listen, I need a blow dryer. I need certain things that is going to make my stay a little bit easier. That's
how about this? It's 300 feet above New Mexico's La Plata River Valley, and it offers striking views, a waterfall shower. Who could ask for more? Jacuzzi tub, Kiva-style fireplace, and a full kitchen. And pets aren't even allowed, so you don't even have to worry about the critters.
Yes, let me worry about how Fido is going to get around to all this. Yeah, it's all it.
But you may be visited by an occasional ringtail cat or a chipmunk. Oh, boy. You're in trouble now.
Well, now I got to host
Watch your
Alvin
nuts.
and his two brothers, Theodore. And what was the third one?
I don't have a clue.
Simon, Alvin, and Theodore.
There you go. Thank you very much.
Craig is always good for those things.
Thank God we got him on this one.
Oh my goodness.
Will Dave, the guy who's the caretaker for the chipmunks, will he be there as well?
Maybe. We should invite him.
I feel like singing the Christmas carols. Christmas, Christmas.
See, that goes with my tree, right?
Okay.
Shall I get a picture of my tree for you?
Yeah, bring me the book tree. Yeah, the book Christmas tree. That'd be lovely.
I posted on Instagram the dream book, so you can dream while you're in the Christmas mode with the chipmunks.
I would love that. I really would.
What better?
There is one wine that you and I always discuss, that the wine from Axios Wine from the Caleres wine collection that they have. You and I love their wine. I will tell you that. That's the only wine I really drink, to be quite honest with you.
There you go.
But I truly am in love with that wine, and from their collection that they have. But listen, folks, I know you're all excited to get back to your hotels, wherever you may be staying. We got to do that break thing, and we'll be right back from a word of our sponsors.
Are you shy and don't want to talk on the air? Text us your questions or comments to 775-237-2266. Now back to the show.
We are indeed back on A Pinch of Basil. Don't forget, I am streaming this live on Facebook. You can also listen on the TuneIn app on any phone or device. Once you have the app, just search American Matters, and if you're on your computer, go to americanmatters.us. If you want to comment, go to my Basil fans page or on Facebook, or if you have any questions for our wonderful guest, Harry Basil, who will be on here, just give us a call at 844-790-8255. That's 790-8255, or you can also text Janice. Janice, give them that magical number one more time.
That magical number is 775-237-2266. So text us now.
That's right. And now it's time for our guest, Harry Basil. I've known Harry for probably around 20 years. We used to play are we allowed to mention his name? I guess we can. Bob Kephart, who used to have a comedy stop.
Voldemort and Harry Potter, you can't say his name?
I don't know. Listen, I don't want to get sued by him. He might be listening in some type of a cave hotel that we just discussed earlier.
Oh, my God.
Yes.
In New Mexico.
But he gave us work.
Yes, he did. Listen, I got no problems. I love the guy, and Bob Kephart was a good friend, and he was a good boss to have as well. Janice, read a little bit about Harry's bio.
Okay. Harry is a stand-up comedian and comedy club operator known for his impressions of Arnold Schwarzenegger and Superman. As an actor, Basil appeared in the film Peggy Sue Got Married. His film credits include Meet Wally Sparks, which he co-wrote with Rodney Dangerfield. That's compliments of Wikipedia. And as I recall from my reading, I think there are more that I'm probably not mentioning. So maybe we can ask Harry
there are
about
so
that.
many more.
I feel like I'm in the dating game.
Hey, that's a compliment.
Harry,
Thanks. I passed the test.
Harry, how when you did Peggy Sue Got Married, I know that you were one of the 3 or 4 guys that were singing in that doo-wop group.
Yes.
What was it like working with some of the great stars that were on that film?
Well, it was, first of all, it was fantastic working with Francis Ford Coppola, who was like my favorite director at the time, because The Godfather was like, Godfather 1 and 2 were like my favorite films. But to work with Jim Carrey and Will Schreiner, another comic who were buddies, that was kind of fun. And then Nick Cage was just nuts. You know what I mean? He and Jim Carrey really hit it off because they were both like from the same planet. You know what I mean? And, I have some home movies. I got to put them up on YouTube or Facebook. I shot a bunch of home movies back then with Jim Carrey and Nick and a bunch of the guys. It was fun. It was fun. It was my first movie. So to work with all those amazing people, Kathleen Turner, Helen Hunt, Joan Allen, it was really a thrill.
And, you know, Kathleen Turner.
I had a small part, but I worked on it for 8 weeks. You know.
Oh, that's a great paycheck to get for a small part.
Yeah, it was great, and I got my SAG card and all that. So.
Was there more to what you did that wound up on the editing floor?
We improvised a lot, shot a lot of other stuff, and then of course, you know, things always get cut down. But you know, it was fun. It was fun because at the beginning of the movie we're like in our 50s, and then it flashes back to our her high school reunion, and we're you know, like 18 years old. So they thinned my hair out, and now it's exactly like what it looked like now, comb over. But then in the 1950s flashback, we all had like pompadours. It was fun.
Yeah, it was actually cool. You know, I was kind of wondering because I met your mother, God rest her soul, and she was just a wonderful person. Did she, when you told her you were going to be a comedian?
Actually, you never met her, but you spoke to her on the phone.
Did I not meet her in Vegas?
You met my sister Kathy.
Ah, that may have been it. Okay.
Yeah, but you spoke to Nikki, Elpa Nikki in Greek on the phone. I put you on the phone with her, and you talked in Greek for a while, which was really sweet.
Yeah. How did she take, you know, you, because I don't know did you always aspire that you wanted to kind of go into the entertainment industry? I mean, I saw that movie you made when you were in high school.
I've been in, you know, the school plays since I was a little kid and making movies since I was 12 years old. Or putting on plays in the backyard. And so always wanted to do something in show business. And she was very supportive of that, you know.
Oh, it's great, man. So
no one in my family ever did anything like that. I think my grandfather was in the carnival business, you know, in the carnivals, but it was cooking, concession and stuff like that, you know. So a lot of relatives were in the food, you know, in the restaurant business.
And you're originally from the East Coast.
Yeah, New Jersey. Born in New York, grew up in Bergen County.
Okay, cool. As a matter of fact, now this I do remember. I met your, was it either your high school wrestling coach or football coach or gym teacher? he came to see you while you were playing over at the comedy at I'm sorry, not the comedy the comedy stop at the Trop when you were in Atlantic City, and he was there. And you guys were talking. I guess he was one of your high school teachers or whatever.
Yeah. And you must have been performing at the Borgata or something like that.
Yeah.
Because we hung out. Yeah. It could have been a film teacher or art teacher.
I can't remember. He was very sweet and was very complimentary of you, by the way. There's a couple of things I want to ask you. When you actually wound up getting these roles, and I know it all kind of started with HBO. Mm-hmm. You were already in tight because Rodney was hosting these HBO programs. I guess one of them at least, right?
Yeah, actually, it was the HBO had the Young Comedian specials, and I think one year John Candy hosted it, another year Carl Reiner hosted it. And the year that I was on, 1984, it was the 9th annual Young Comedian special hosted by Rodney. Well, Rodney was just coming off of Caddyshack and Easy Money. He was just about to shoot Back to School, but his wound up being the highest rated. And then they wound up giving him his own special every year after that. So he pretty much copied the same formula where he would have 5 young comedians on the show, but it would be called the Rodney Dangerfield special, opening night at Rodney's, Nothing Goes Right, Rodney Dangerfield. But the one that I was on had Sam Kinison, Bob Nelson, Rita Rudner, Bob Sackett, Yakov Smirnoff, Maurice LaMarche, Louis Anderson, Richie Gold. There was a lot. I think Richie Gold and I are the only 2 that didn't become household names.
I'd tell you what, man, it's actually cool. One of the greatest things I've ever seen, Janice, I don't know if you'll ever get a chance to go to the Green Room in Vegas, but the Green Room that he has, because Harry's also a huge Jerry Lewis fan, as we all are, who are into physical comedy, has a great picture of himself, Dice Clay, Paul Rodriguez, so many cats. When you guys were just in the infancy, I want to say it was 1983, 82.
Yeah, 84. It was 84. It was actually my birthday, May 4th, 1984. I was 24 years old. And we opened at the Comedy Store at the Dunes Hotel, which is no longer there. It's where the Bellagio is now. And it said, Band of Unknown Zanies Invade the Dunes. And it was myself, Louis Anderson, Paul Rodriguez, Andrew Dice Clay, Jim Carrey, Argus Hamilton, and Blake Clark. And it said Unknown Zanies. 2 of those guys might have become huge superstars.
Wow.
Actually, some of the greatest talents ever. I mean, do you still see Paul Rodriguez once in a while?
I haven't seen Paul in about a year, but we were pretty tight, for a while there because I was booking his room in Scottsdale. He had a Laugh Factory for about a year and a half in Scottsdale, and I was kind of like working with him, booking some of the talent. And then, of course, we booked him here in Vegas and in the Reno Club and in the Coronado Room, which I don't think you ever got to play the Coronado Room.
No, I never did. We talked about it before.
Yeah.
Whatever.
It was like only 10 weeks a summer. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. From 4th of July to Labor Day, and then that was it. So it, those spots went pretty quick.
Yeah, for sure. The and we're going to come back on the fourth quarter when we do this. But and there's other questions I want to ask you because you are truly a historian, and plus some of the guys that you and I know very, very well. You have great inside stories because you lived on the West Coast and you lived in the middle of all that. What are some of the funniest stories? If you can be real quick, you got a minute and a half. That one that just still blaze out in your mind.
About what?
About any of the comics that you've worked with that were just one of those nights that you just can't describe. May have been a car ride, going to a gig.
Are you talking about in California?
Yeah, well, whenever you were with all the guys out there at that time.
Oh, what was pretty wild was, there was like all of my friends, which were good guy comics, and then there were the Outlaws, And I'm friends with a lot of the Outlaws, but it was Sam Kinison and the Outlaws. So we were like the good guy comics. And then there was always like, oh my God, did you hear what Sam did? He beat up this guy last night. He shot his gun at a TV at the dunes. So there was always that kind of stuff going on, which was pretty funny. You know what I mean? Sam was jealous of a lot of comics,
Dice was one.
Yeah, if somebody got something, he was a little jealous. So it was pretty wild. It was like high school, you know what I mean, back then, and they were like the bullies. So that was kind of because Kennison and I got into a fight on stage in front of an audience, and I got the whole audience to walk out on him, and he was saying, you don't even wear men's underwear when you do that risky business. You wear a little boy's underwear. And he drops his pants and is screaming, this is men's underwear. He had black bikinis on. This is men's underwear.
Hold it right there. I want to know more about this. Ladies and gentlemen, we got to do that sponsor thing. We're going to be right back with my special guest, Harry Basil. Come on back. We'll see you in a bit.
Now, back to the show.
So glad you could join us on a pinch of Basil. We've been having some fun here. Good friend of mine, Harry Basil, a very special guest. Thanks for all of you joining in on Facebook. And don't forget, you can call in or text. One more time with that wonderful text number, Janice.
It is 775-237-2266.
And the toll-free number to call in is 844-790-8255. Before the end of the last break, Harry was telling me how he got into a fight with one of the Outlaws. And
the original Sam Kinison.
Yeah, well, Sam Kinison was probably the original, but who else was on that group? There was Kinison.
Carl LeBeau, who's like one of my dear friends now, and Freddie Asparagus and Alan Stevens and and a couple of other guys. I think Jimmy Schubert might have been in there for a little bit too.
Schub's one? Really?
Yeah, a little bit. Yeah.
Wow. Because there was a story that I had. I remember doing. Do you remember Rascals Comedy Club? Okay. So I'm doing. Yeah, it was great. It was in West Orange, and they used to have a show called Rascals Comedy Hour, which was really done by a local cable access.
I think there's a clip of me, and I'm super skinny and young and adorable in it, and I think I had just shot the Rodney Dangerfield special, so that was like 83 or something like that.
Wow.
Yeah.
And I was doing it, and I wound up doing my show, and I used to open up for Kenny Rogerson, which ironically he called me by accident last night. He butt dialed me yesterday, and they used to put me with Rogerson all the time.
It's the only way to call you, Basil, is to butt dial you. Everyone, it's like on my phone, I have a picture of a butt, and it goes right to you.
Oh, there, thank you. I appreciate that, and I love you too, Harry. There was, I wound up doing the show, and Kinison, after I said goodnight and good audience response, and I walk off, and Kinison came up to me in the back. If you remember the back room before you can go into the green room at the office. And he pulls me off to the side, goes, and in a real sincere tone, he goes, "You're funny. Whatever you're doing, you keep doing. That was really great." And I heard Viper loves you, because I used to, if there was issues, because I got a chance to go to law school for a year, I try to keep him out of trouble. And Rogerson, I guess, sung my praises to him. He goes, "I heard Viper loves you," and he was the sweetest guy in the world to me. Now he may have calmed down after you and he got into it. But he was always very, very sweet. And I go and visit his gravesite every time I go into Oklahoma and play in Tulsa. He and his father and uncle and two brothers, I always get a chance to go and visit their gravesite there. But I love that story. Yeah, he was jealous of Dice, wasn't he? Really? I can't even tell a freaking story with you just sleeping on me.
Oh, I'm sorry. You were talking about yourself.
I was talking. Yes, I was. He was very nice to me. He was very nice to me.
Well,
hey,
I got to.
I have to. I got a couple of more questions. First, Tell me, what was it like, on a serious note, to work with Rodney?
Oh, it was, amazing. I mean, he's a comedy legend, and to have been so close with him and to work with him for so many years, it was just like a thrill. I mean, he's one of the greatest stand-ups ever, and he was just a great writer and he just opened up so many doors for me, man. I mean, giving me my first TV break, and then opening for him all over the country, and then him asking me if I wanted to write a movie with him, and then we wound up writing 5 screenplays together that got made, and then I always had a job on every one as a producer and as the writer, and then he let me direct the last 2, and he was just the greatest. He was my mentor, my hero, my dad, my best friend. There's not a day goes by that I just don't think about him, or some piece of advice he gave me, or a funny story, or just what would Rodney do right now? You know what I mean?
Well, the funny thing is, I know how much.
And I got to see his balls a lot. Anytime you saw him, you could pretty much. I actually saw Rodney's balls more than I've seen my own.
And for those of you who are listening right now in the Reno area on live radio on the AM station, when we talk about ball, we're talking baseballs and softballs, and we're talking basketball.
We're talking about old man testicles. It was almost like a grandfather clock. You know what I mean? Because his robe was always open because he had that big basketball belly, and then they would just be hanging there all the time. One time I was in Atlantic City.
Oh my God, there's more.
Working with him at Trump Plaza or something, and Dice was at the height of his fame, and he came with his parents. And Dice's mom, God bless her, she was a beautiful woman, and just so funny, and spoke her mind. And she would just, everyone else is just like, there's Rodney's balls hanging out. Rodney, your balls are hanging out. So, you know what I mean? Okay, honey. Okay.
Was he anything like his character on stage? Was he anything like that off stage?
He was very funny off stage, but he was also very serious and very deep, But just hanging with him, he'd say the funniest shit. And is that funny? Man, I should write that down, Or where can I put this? Man, I wish we had a movie. That would be a better joke in a movie, Yeah. So, and he always carried a pad and a pencil, because he'd be walking somewhere and all of a sudden a bit would pop into his head and you could just see the wheels spinning and he'd just write something down. You see him mouthing it, and then he'd go, man, you think this is funny? And he'd just say the greatest line to you,
When working with him, I got a chance to meet him once before. You introduced me to him. You wanted me to play some role in the film.
Yeah, there's a movie we were doing called My 5 Wives. And there was a character named Shuffles. And it was supposed Andrew Dice Clay was like a mobster. And he had a big sidekick who was always shuffling cards and was kind of a mook. And I remember the character that you did at the beginning of your show with the cross-eyed. And I was like thinking, this would be very funny. But I introduced you to Rodney, like right when he was getting off stage. Rodney, this is a friend of mine, Basil. Okay, man, how are you? Okay. And that was like the extent of it. But we had to cast a Canadian. We shot it in Vancouver, and we had to use a certain amount of Canadian actors. And we cast a very funny blonde actor, a big guy who they wound up dyeing his hair black, and he grew a goatee, and he was perfect for the part. But you would have been great too.
No, it was nice. I got a chance to meet him because of you, but I met him earlier at his own club in New York, which I think was on 71st and 2nd Avenue or something like that.
That sounds right.
Yeah, so that I got a chance to meet him there, and I guess he had an apartment upstairs, and he comes down in his robe, and I'm like, oh, when you have your own club, you can do that.
Yeah, actually, he had an apartment like a couple of blocks away, absolutely gorgeous apartment overlooking the East River. It was 3 apartments that they ripped down the walls and made one gigantic apartment. But he had his own room at the club, so he could take a nap. It had a bed in it, a little kitchenette and all that. So that's what it was. Yeah, it was almost like an apartment, with just one room. And actually, Jay Leno stayed in it, like Rodney booked him for the week. And he was, to save money, he stayed in this little room. You know what I mean? Rodney couldn't believe it. Man, who the hell wants to stay there? He had to wait till somebody came and unlocked so he could leave, in the morning. Just to save some money. But
Leno can afford the whole building down and everything.
Totally. But You know, I thought that was actually kind of charming. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
As wealthy as Jay is, he's just a guy. He's a regular guy. You know?
Yeah, he is. Yeah, he is. I was kind of giggling. My daughter got a chance to open for him here in Wilmington, North Carolina, and their singing group. And she goes, "Daddy's a pretty cool guy." And I said, "Oh, it seems it. All right." Tell me about what do you have anything cooking right now? I know you're working very, very closely with the Laugh Factory, perhaps the greatest comedy club chain in the world. And I'm proud.
Yeah, it is a great club. You know, we're
two ways.
We're definitely in the top. You know, the top 5, I would say.
Yeah. On
the West Coast, we're pretty. I mean, Jamie Masada has Hollywood on Sunset, and then he's got Long Beach. We've got the Reno Laugh Factory that I'm involved with, and the Las Vegas one. And I'm always looking for another place. You think Wilmington is a good spot for a Laugh Factory?
I'd say there's a couple places that I know of, and we'll talk about that off camera. But there's a couple places that I would definitely like to interest you. You know,
I like sexy places, like places that would be fun for the comics to go to, and that has a direct flight and all that kind of stuff.
Yeah. No, but listen, the way you run the place, Janice and our wonderful engineer Craig, they came to the show on Sunday, and when I was in Reno, and just again, wonderful showroom there.
Oh,
in Reno.
Cool! I'm so glad that they got
we
to
had
come.
fun. We had fun.
Sorry, there wasn't a lot of people there. Basil doesn't draw, so it was probably maybe 30 people in the crowd.
No, there was actually tens of people.
Tens of people, yes, tens of.
Like all those Reno Greeks that come out to see him.
Actually, there was a lot of Greeks, if I remember, in that show. I think there
were a couple of Greeks at least.
Yeah. So it was pretty cool that there were at least there that came. It's kind of nice, man, to have you. Thank you so much, Harry, for being part of this show. We gotta take off. We got a hard break on this, but thank you so much. God bless you, brother.
Well, you see the wall of basil behind you, right?
Yes, that is a beautiful thing. The wall of basil. That's all I need. All right, folks. For those of you who are looking at the wall of basil, you can catch us on AmericaMatters.us. If you're on the TuneIn app radio, just search America Matters. Be sure you catch us. This is Basil. I got to get out of here. Peace.